This is step 2 of making ginger kombucha. So these are the 2 jars of cooled sweetened tea I made yesterday. They've still got the tea bags in and they're cold now. And I also need 2 jars of fermented kombucha that have been fermenting for 5 days, and they've got the scobies in and they've been in the cupboard for 5 days at room temperature. Then I've got a clean bowl and 2 clean spoons. I've got a yellow scoop, my trusty yellow scoop, which I believe I got from a can of Sustagen or something like that. It holds about 40 grams. And then I've got ground ginger and white sugar and a ½ teaspoon measure. And the first thing is to take the tea bags out of the cooled sweetened tea. There. So I just discard them. Then I take the paper towel lids off the 5-day-old kombucha. And you can see the beautiful scobies just sitting on top. Aren't they lovely? And I just put the paper towel lids aside. Okay, so then I've got to remove the scobies from on top. So I just lift them out, put them into the clean bowl. I just leave the spoons underneath so they're easy to put back in a minute. Then I've got to get from the fermented the fermented kombucha. I just take a scoop and put 1 scoop in each of the cooled sweetened tea. There. Then I grab one of my spoons and stir that in. So that provides the starter culture for the next lot of fermented kombucha. Then it's time to put the scobies back in. So 1 scoby on top there, and 1 scoby on top there. So the scobies can grow in thickness. They develop a new baby scoby pretty much every time you make fermented kombucha. So sometimes they can get a bit thick, and then you can just throw the older part at the bottom of the scoby disc. You can just throw that away. All right, so now I'm going to put the paper towel lids back on these ones. I'll do that. I'll put the phone down and do that. So there we have them, both with their little paper towel and rubber band lids on, and they're going back into the cupboard at room temperature for 5 days. So now we've got our 2 jars of fermented kombucha, and you could just use them as kombucha straight off, but because we want to make ginger kombucha, we have to add ginger and white sugar. So I'm going to add ½ teaspoon of each, and I'm just going to put down the phone while I do that. So I've just added them, and you can see it's sort of sitting on top at the moment. And now I'm going to grab one of the spoons and just stir it in. There we go. And I often find that once I've added the sugar, there's a bit of foam that appears on top. I see that there's I think the way that it happens is there's a big energy boost to the microorganisms that are in the kombucha. Oh, looks like I've got a bit of leftover scoby in there. I'll take that out and put that in the bowl to be thrown away. So you can see the amount of foam on the side. They kind of look like a beer, don't they? Well, I am trying to make a kind of a ginger beery thing. All right, and then I'm just going to put them back in the cupboard, covered by a tea towel, and wait for 2 days. And then we do step 3.